Hi there, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, and whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned pro, sometimes we just all need a little reminder of what closing costs are going to be required of us when we're getting ready to purchase our new home.
Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.
So let's talk about those. So first off, let's talk about the earnest money. Now that's the money that's going to be put down once you have your contract fully executed. So you write the offer on the home and you go through negotiation process, maybe with a counteroffer or two with the seller. And now you have both buyer and seller full agreement on all terms. Once that happens, then your earnest money is going to go to the title company. Now, earnest money is typically about 1%. So let's use simple numbers. If we're buying a $500,000 home, it's going to be about $5,000. Now, that is just approximate. It can be more and it can be less. You would make it more if you're trying to show that seller that you are all in. You really want this house. So sometimes it helps to make that be triple that. So it's not always 1%, but that's kind of a rule of thumb. That if you're just trying to figure out what might be needed, 1% is definitely ample. But you can go higher, and if needed, if you don't have that cash, maybe you're a first-time home buyer and you're limited on funds and you're asking for closing cost assistance, then maybe you'll just write it for $2,500 or $2,000. So you certainly can come up with your own amount, but 1% is about average. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, and I hope that you find the information I'm sharing here useful. If you do, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell. That way you can be notified when I drop a new video. Thank you so much. And as always, please feel free to text me, call me, or email me. I'm always here to help, and I have my email and my phone number on the page for you. Thank you again. So that actually becomes part of your closing cost at close of escrow. So if you have $5,000 down as your earnest money, it is refundable as long as you're moving forward and you're not canceling against your right within the contract. So if your closing costs are $6,500 at the very end, you'll already have your $5,000 here. So you're only going to need to come up with the additional $1,500 at close of escrow. Okay, so you have your earnest money. That's the first thing. That's going to be the first amount of money that you owe. In Arizona, that can be a wire transfer, a personal check, or certified funds. Now, the next thing that you're going to need is probably going to be your home inspection fee. So your home inspection fee is typically going to be paid for anywhere from 2 to 10 days out from contract acceptance because you have an inspection period. Now, your inspection period is usually 10 days. It's pre-written in the contract for 10 days, but in a real strong seller's market, maybe you decrease that amount to 5 or 7 days. So just to give you an idea, it's probably going to be somewhere after a day or two of being in contract. You're going to want to make sure you set aside money for that. A lot of inspection companies will take a cash and check or a credit card. So pretty much any means of payment is fine with them. I haven't really heard of them doing a wire transfer, plus there's a fee involved with those transfers. So it's easier for you to just do a credit card payment, cash or check. Now also you have a termite inspection, or we call it officially a wood destroying organism inspection. And that checks for termites, dry rot, anything like that may affect the wood at the house. So that is going to be anywhere from $55 to $75, and that's usually paid separate from the home inspection. There are some inspection companies that will order both of them, so you can just pay one lump sum and they'll pay the termite company. So it just depends, but for the most part, I do see where they're paid separately, your home inspection and your termite inspection. You might also want to get a roof inspection or maybe an air conditioning inspection in Arizona because it's so hot. So those are really important things. The roof and the AC are pretty big and pretty important. Your inspector is going to do a general overview, and this video is really about the fees and not what is entailed in that inspection, but your inspector is going to do an overview of it. So some people just wait to see what the inspector has to say about the roof and the AC before they actually book those inspections. A lot of roofers and a lot of AC people in Arizona are really, really busy, so a lot of them will charge you for that additional inspection. You can also get a mold inspection if that's important to you. And again, some people want to do it right out of the gate, and other people want to have it done only if the inspector finds something that really it shows them that they need to be looking into something further because there's been water damage. A mold inspection is probably going to cost you anywhere from $200 to $600. So some companies go in, they just grab an air sample, they run that, and they'll charge you on the lower end. But there are specialists that actually will vacuum air out of the cavity of the wall or in the attic where there's a real problem. And then they'll go ahead and trap it into a tube and then send it off to a biologist to grow the mold there. So that's going to be a little bit more expensive, but definitely a more thorough job there for the mold inspection. So let's recap real quick. We have the earnest money, which is refundable, used towards your closing costs at the end. And then you have your fees. So that's inspection, termite, if you have any other inspections done, roof, AC, molds. And then after that, what's going to be due is your appraisal fee. So if you are purchasing a home and you're not cash, then you're probably going to have a required appraisal from the lender. So that appraisal fee is going to usually run you about $500. There is an exception to that. Sometimes if it's a rural area, they might charge a trip fee. It might be more, but for the most part, that's going to be around that $500. That again is a fee. So that's something that is not going to go towards your final closing costs. So usually lenders are going to charge that up front. So that is a charge for you. Now you're going to have the balance at closing for your closing costs. So in your normal lender closing costs, you're going to have your lender title policy if you have a loan. And that's the title insurance policy that your lender is going to require you to have. So if you were buying cash, if you were paying cash, you would not have a lender title policy. The seller's going to pay the owner policy, which is separate from the lender policy. So you're only paying for one. If you're cash, you don't have this one, so there's no title policy for you to pay. So then you just pay your escrow fee and title insurance. And if you have loan costs, your lender will break down for you. Most loans don't have origination fees anymore, but there's going to be some processing fees and things like that in your loan costs. So you'll want to get that breakdown from your lender. And if you need a home inspection company or a lender, if you need any of the companies that I've mentioned in this video, I am happy to provide you with a couple resources that you can call, you can do some research on. That way you really feel like you are prepared when you are ready to buy. So just some off the cuff numbers. Your closing cost as a buyer, let's say you're getting a $300,000 house, your closing costs are probably going to be $4,500 to $5,500. If you're just getting kind of a regular type conventional loan. Now, if you're getting an FHA lender paid fees, then there's going to be more costs involved with that. So your closing costs could go up quite a bit. So, but rule of thumb would be that $4,500 to $5,500 in that $300 to $350 price range. So, you know, and that's just kind of an estimate. But again, I can put you in contact with great lenders to help you get a really great feel for what your closing costs might be. But hopefully that gives you a nice general overview. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And again, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. Here's my email, my phone number. You've seen it a couple times through the videos, so feel free, reach out anytime. And I do try and answer my phone as much as possible. Take care. Bye.
Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.